Well, this is going to take some left-hand side and just bend it slightly around the green. Yeah, lovely. Great shot.
Yes, he made a nice little break earlier of 48 to get in front in the frame. Although Yuan had a great chance prior to that. Not exactly the flying start we saw from Tepchire and Nu with his maximum, but John Higgins doesn't really care. He's won this frame now. He's a heavy favourite here. They've only played once before, these two. Higgins won 4-2 in an Asian Tour event 3 years ago. But we saw in the China Championship
13
in Guangzhou just a couple of weeks ago that he's hard to beat even when he's not playing well. He said himself he didn't play well on the way to the final. Still got through because he can dig deep.
17.
Deeper than most, it must be said.
22.
So a rather lengthy frame in the end, 26 minutes, but it's been won by
frame.
Scotland's John Higgins, who's looking to reach the last 64 of the English Open here, join the other big hitters in the second round tomorrow, and he's made, in the end, a good start. He leads Yuan by 1 frame to 0.
I always let them know I'm on my way. It's part of the fun. They just want to know I'm coming home. They follow that little car right to our front door. I don't know who gets more excited that I'll be home for bedtime. Them or me.
We've been keeping tabs on the Russian president.
It's a coup. Bow stations. We're going in with 4 of our boys and get 1 Russian president.
We are witnessing the most aggressive military buildup in Russian history.
This is about our future.
Brace for impact!
Hunter Killer in cinemas October 19.
At NFU Mutual, we believe in having real conversations with our customers. Over 900,000 of them. That's why we know our customers prefer car insurance they can rely on. And at NFU Mutual, we pay out on 98% of claims with a no-quibble approach. We understand customers. And unlike some others, we don't charge admin fees for making changes to your policy. And with NFU Mutual, your no-claims discount is protected if you're hit by an uninsured driver. Oh, and we include RAC breakdown cover as standard too. These are some of the reasons we are the Which Insurance Provider of the Year. If you would like to have a real conversation about quality car insurance, call our UK team today or visit nfumutual.co.uk to find your local agent.
Wild thing, you make my heart sing.
L'Homme Lacoste.
You make everything groovy.
And now discover L'Homme Lacoste Intense, the new fragrance for men.
At Toolstation, we're always on hand with prices that are hard to beat. With an ever-growing range of great trade-quality products, in-branch for collection or for next-day delivery. We give you even more ways to save money and get the job done. Like this 18-volt DeWalt brushless combi drill with a saving of £50, now only £149.98. Pick up a catalogue in branch today or check out our range at toolstation.com. When it comes to saving you time and money, Toolstation is hard to beat.
Welcome back. Tuesday here in Crawley, second day of the English Open. Yuan breaking off against John Higgins. Higgins has won the first frame. Yeah, we're here in Crawley, where Gareth Southgate went to school, the England football manager. So apt that we should be at the English Open, and apt, I guess, that everyone's wearing waistcoats. Sure, John Higgins, proud Scot, was delighted with the England result last night against Spain. Tell you what, that was back of the net.
It was a great shot, wasn't it? He's made a career out of playing shots like that. It's not just a dead weight cue ball, is it? It's bounced off up towards the black quite nicely.
8. Nine.
A couple of reds sticking out, but he could go into them. So the angle is there to dislodge a few reds.
John Higgins, 9.
It's the extra pace you put onto the cue ball is the reason they're never easy. It is a black off the spot, but you're trying other things, but potting the black, that's the issue.
One.
Well, nearly overrun, but I'm sure he can get through to that one red
6.
to the middle.
Seven.
Mark Allen is a frame up against Anthony Hamilton. That's live on the Eurosport Player. And Mark is being watched by his coach, Terry Griffiths, who celebrating his birthday today. Happy birthday, Terry. Of course, a great player in his own right. He won the Triple Crown, the Big Three, but of course has carried on very much involved in the scene as a coach. You can see it's a big venue. Has to be for the 8 tables. But it is also a very busy leisure centre. That's the issue, I guess, touching on what Ronnie O'Sullivan was saying. It's
14.
very busy outside. Everyone's going about their business, regardless of this snooker tournament, including those bowlers on that bowling green who are having people traipsing past them to get into the arena and get to the practice tables.
Yeah, I think they were just about to give a few of us the glare when they realised one of them was Jimmy White and there was selfies going on. Yes, it was everyone was friends again then. I don't think John Higgins played particularly well in the China Championship, actually, until the final, when you could argue played his best match against Mark Selby. It was a tough match, as Dave was saying. I think he called it bruising, but it really was a hard-fought game on probably
20.
not the best table of the season. Conditions weren't at their very best. John's another one that can get results, not playing.
Thank you. 21.
That is brilliant best, but when he is on song, of course, he's still as dangerous as ever. All the break building comes together. And he knows that while you're in a tournament, you've still got the chance to put it right. You can get better. I think he's got a little bit to work on.
27. And
he's hit that one perfectly. Could play on a loose red or could go into the bunch, but I think the reds are favourably placed as well. Easy to get onto a choice of 2.
$33. 34.
Wow, well, he's gone all the way through the gap there.
40.
There's a good chance, if he'd got those reds open, a good chance Higgins, 49-0 up to win the frame. He's recovered nicely with that pot.
41.
Yeah, I like the pace of it as well, Dave. Played in, through, bulk and back out. This was a very good shot. It's giving him options. Cue ball comes to rest with a nice angle on the green. Again, possibly to go into them. Not the widest of targets from there. Well, without the black being
44.
there, it would have been fine. Well, if he's not got a pot on, he might push another red. Little awkward in taking the cue ball up the table. It's the percentage call, I would say. 53 in front. Yeah, that's what he's done.
John Higgins, 44.
Well, he'd like to have won the frame, but there's not a great deal wrong with that shot as a second option. It's all one-way traffic, this match at the moment.
Thank you. 1.
Well, we saw Yuan catch that safety far too thick to set up this good chance now for Higgins. This pink, and Yuan will need a snooker. Well, if he potted it, it's incredible, really. Just needed that pink. Well, they just took that a little bit too casually. So not like him to do that.
Very surprising, wasn't it? He might have been thinking about getting on the red, but it was obviously straightforward. Problem he's got here, he's straight on the red, he's got to get on a colour. Well, he's not offering a great deal of resistance at the moment. We have seen him play decent stuff, as we mentioned, in Northern Ireland last year. He lost a long, hard quarter-final to Elliot Slessor. But since then, he's done nothing.
No, I mean, that was 11 months ago, and since then he's won one match. Well, he thought the cue ball was in, but it stayed out. Made a big difference, that has, because now Yuan does need a snooker. Yuan had a very good chance early in the last frame after the long safety battle, but he went wrong pretty quickly. And he's not potted anything in this one.
7.
Higgins made a 44 break to get in front. Missed that pink, but was not punished.
10.
The winner of this match plays Nigel Bond, who won that match last night despite his opponent making 3 centuries. Higgins himself did that in Belfast last season against Gary Wilson. Made 3 tons and was still beaten.
Thank you. 11.
It's going to take a huge improvement from Lee Yuan, though, to threaten in this match. Higgins not necessarily at his best, but he's getting the job done.
16. John Higgins, 16, and the frame.
Too many mistakes from that man, Lee Yuan, in this frame, in this match, full stop. And John Higgins is taking advantage. The 4 times world champion leads by 2 frames to 0.
Ladbrokes, proud sponsors of snooker on Eurosport.
HP Envy 13 with Intel Core i5 processor.
Yes.
The power is in your hands. Shpock, the local way to sell and buy. Get the app now.
Grepolis, bring prosperity to your people and lay the foundations with the help of the gods of a powerful empire. Plan your strategy, forge alliances, and fight in epic battles. Conquer island after island and become ruler of Grepolis. Play now for free at grepolis.tv or download the app.
I'll take you both on.
Smash those nasty credit card cash withdrawal charges, 118.
Our new credit card won't charge you to take cash out, 118.
We showed them 118.
Sure did, 118.
Apply for 118 credit card today.
This is Alan. He's an equity release advisor with Age Partnership, and he loves his job. Through rain or shine, he helps people access the money they've built up in their home. Alan gets to explain to homeowners over 55 how they can release tax-free money from their home, how they would not have to repay the money until they passed away or moved into long-term care, and how they would clear any existing mortgage. Alan compares the whole market to get his customers the best deal. Speak to Age Partnership, the UK's #1 equity release advisor, to request your free guide on 08080 555 888 or use our equity release calculator at agepartnership.co.uk.
Welcome back. So John Higgins leads Lee Yuan 2-0.
Thank you, frame 3. John Higgins to break.
He's halfway towards a place in the second round. Just to say, for our viewers watching on Quest in the UK, I understand there's been a few audio issues which hopefully now are sorted out, so hopefully you can hear us loud and clear now. I can tell you as well, Jimmy White has made a great start. He made a big break in the second frame, so he's 2-0 up against Lou Hyschen.
1.
Well, he almost overcut that. It's gone in.
Yeah, they're slipping in off the jaws on this table. I noticed it yesterday.
He knows he should win this match.
6.
It's a question of getting the job done.
Seven.
He hasn't played as much snooker, certainly this season, as some of the other guys. He didn't play Riga or the World Open. Withdrew from the European Masters. So really just that run in Guangzhou. But as we said, although he didn't play his best snooker, he got within a frame of winning the title. So that tells you how dangerous Higgins still is.
14.
Well, he's the consummate match player. That's the point. Not unlike Selby.
15.
If he plays below his best, he's still quite a hard man to shift.
Give me a second, John, please.
Ben Williams asking for a little bit of time here because there's no spots available and he's going to be in line with his own spot but behind the bunch. Just in there somewhere. Is where it has to go. Interestingly, it's almost making a plant to that right corner where the pink's gone. I don't know if John's
21.
seen it yet, but it looked quite close from the side angle.
$22.
If it goes into the bunch, you just keep an eye on that red to the right corner. It might be... Well, you can't complain about that. Didn't go in the plant. Anything, the cue ball's gone a little bit haywire.
27.
He knew straight away.
John Higgins, 27. One.
Well, what a golden chance to get going now for Li Yuan, whose highest break in this match so far stands at a mere 16.
Yes, I mean, this really is a wonderful
6.
chance. The situation of the match, it's all that's against him here. The fact that he hasn't looked particularly fluent, but you couldn't spread the reds around the pink and black spot much better than this.
Seven. $13.
He made his highest break as a professional this season in the Riga Masters, 137. Only made one hole the last season, though.
$14.
Well, he's put himself under a little bit of extra pressure on this, a little close to it. Black off the spot, but with the rest. It now becomes a shot that is missable. done well.
21.
Well, while Yuan goes about this, there's, of course, action on the Eurosport player table. Mark Allen and Anthony Hamilton. It's currently one frame all there. Anthony Hamilton won the second. So he had a great run to the semis of the European Masters just a couple of weeks ago. Did
22.
The Sheriff. So that's live on Eurosport player. Table 2 is live all week, of course, on the player.
Mark Allen, 16.
$27. $28. $34. $35.
Well, certainly keeping it simple, as you said at the time, it really was a golden chance, and it remains that.
$41. $42.
Now, if he's straight on this pink, running through to the red above the black is where he'd like to be.
$48. $49.
Well, slowly but surely, he's getting himself into a position now to
56.
win his first frame. He's going to need another red after this one.
$57.
Well, I don't know if he liked it, the angle that he's got on this black. It looks all right, actually. Well, he's certainly screwing into that, towards that red near the cushion.
$64.
So this is frame ball, effectively.
$65.
Well, he'll feel a lot better because he made a lot of mistakes in the first two frames, but just efficiently has put this break together. get himself involved
71.
in the match.
Yeah, I mean, they were on, but you've still got to take them.
Yeah, and he's saying to Higgins, look, I'm not going to roll over today. You're going to have to beat me. Higgins was in. He made a mistake himself, Mr. Red.
$72.
Higgins' highest break of the match, just 48. Li Yuan here with a chance to make a century.
$79. $81.
His highest break in the first two frames is 16, but he's more than made up for that in this one. That's a shame. It's not going to be a century, but a good 81. Very solid break that from Li Yuan. So John Higgins has his lead cut, but also he's seen his opponent now start to play well. Higgins then leads here in Crawley by 2 frames to 1.
Grepolis, bring prosperity to your people and lay the foundations with the help of the gods of a powerful empire. Plan your strategy, forge alliances, and fight in epic battles. Conquer island after island and become ruler of Grepolis. Play now for free at grepolis.tv or download the app.
The dust has settled, and 14 world champions remain standing. Young, brave, fast, strong. An example to the world. But the crowns are heavy, and now they must be defended as the battle for the tatami continues on the World Judo Tour.
Are you weighed down by a poor credit record, finding it difficult to borrow money?
Everyday Loans could help. They offer a range of loans from £1,000 to £15,000.
They're flexible, as well as being friendly and approachable.
Apply online and they'll give you a conditional decision in minutes.
That's right. With Everyday Loans, it is simple and straightforward. Representative APR 93.6%. Apply now at everydayloans.co.uk and discover your credit future, not your credit history.
I'd always hoped that one day I could put my medical mistake behind me. But I wondered what it would take to help me move on. Now I know.
Patient Claimline are specialist medical negligence lawyers. Call now or visit patientclaimline.com. Know for sure.
What's better than craft beer delivered to your door? Free craft beer delivered to your door. At Beer 52, join over 50,000 craft beer club members and get your first case for free. Explore a world of delicious craft beers from some of the best breweries with a new theme every month. So, say goodbye to the bland because there's a world of great tasting beer out there. Cheers. Start your craft beer adventure now and get your first case free at beer52.com.
John Higgins leads Li Yuan 2-1 here in Crawley.
Thank you, frame 4.
Li Yuan won that third frame with a break of 81. Could have been a century, missed the green. Sort of match for him. If he could win it, it would really kickstart his season. Because he's looking for something, but still going to have to continue in the vein that he showed us in that last frame to get the win against Higgins, who now has seen that this won't be a walkover today necessarily. Maybe he just needs to tighten up in a couple of areas as well.
Well, he's caught that much too thin, which made it look like he hit it too hard. Yes, he's out of sorts, John. He is leading, but he's not anywhere near the John Higgins we know. Well, that was a mile away. It always looks bad when it's another ball, but I'm sure that was going nowhere near the pocket. Well, it certainly wasn't. See Mark Allen looking on there. Wouldn't have taken any inspiration from that shot himself.
One.
Well, this is a chance for a classic Higgins counter-attack with his opponent having just made a big break, then made a bit of a howler early in this frame to give this man a chance to make a big break of his own, potentially.
8. $14. 15. 21. 22.
Well, obviously the black completely out of the game, but I don't think John will be too worried. He can make quite a few with what's there without moving the black.
$28.
Yeah, of course, we're talking about Ronnie O'Sullivan with 1,000 centuries, but Higgins is closing in on Stephen Hendry in second place. Hendry retired on 7.75. Higgins is on 7.32. Made 58 last season, so could well be this season that he goes into second place on his own on that list.
Now, does he play a little delicate cannon here? I don't think if he does play that sort of shot, he'll play it with a lot of pace. And instead, he plays on the red above the black with a choice for the one for the middle. So he's played in an area. Can't argue with that
34.
shot. Played the percentages again.
$35.
Struggled in a little bit off the near jaw.
40. $41.
I don't suppose there's much room, but that right-hand red on the
47.
bunch will just pop. Yeah, just. Moving the other red out of the way, it would seem. That's quite clever
48.
from John. It didn't look much, but it was cleverly done.
$54.
So Higgins up to the half century. Jimmy White, meanwhile, 3-0 in front now against Lou Hyashen.
55.
You could be on your own in the studio tomorrow, Neil.
No, it'd be good to see Jimmy win. Nothing against Lou Hyashen, who actually is a really good player. Won a match at the Crucible last season. But no question that Jimmy White is playing well. That good win against Fergal O'Brien midweek to qualify for the International. It's still a fine match player, Fergal. And, you know, you mustn't
61.
underestimate, or anyone underestimate Jimmy White, the talent that he had and he still has, and he's working harder than ever. Probably more disciplined now
62.
than ever with his snooker.
Well, that's effectively frame ball. Been a lot of pinks taken here from John Higgins, and you often see this. It focuses the mind when
68.
your opponent suddenly puts together a good frame. It sort of snapped Higgins out of his own little funk earlier on in the match, and now he's playing very solidly. There's the pot success overall, still favouring Higgins pretty comfortably.
Yeah, and you wouldn't even say he's played anywhere near his best, but that's still a pretty good success rate.
He's just raised his game, though, here, hasn't he, when he needed to.
And using all the pocket on a few as well.
69.
It's been a good break. He came to the table with a chance, but as you can see, he's not taken the black once, and he's never even tried to get it into open play. 8 pinks and 2 blues. Well, if his break's going to end, now is not the worst time. Frame
75.
as good as one. I can't imagine his opponent will come back to the table.
And Higgins 75.
No, a very solid 75 there from John Higgins, shutting out Lee Yuan after he put together that excellent break of 81 in the previous frame. So Higgins a frame away from a place in the second round. He leads by 3 frames to 1.
What do we do now? Isn't it obvious? Place one more hacker and I'll qualify for Betway's free bet club. Impossible.
I can place as many multiples as I like. I get £10 in free bets if I spend 25 quid.
Well, they just do it every week. There's so many. I know. I can place a bet on any of these sports.
For the love of the game, Betway.
Stay in your comfort zone for even longer and get up to a 10-year guarantee on a smart Vaillant boiler. Find your local installer at vaillant.co.uk.
Wild thing, you make my L'Homme Lacoste. And now discover L'Homme Lacoste Intense, the new fragrance for men.
The Casper mattress, delivered in a box. Developed by a dedicated engineering team. Dreamt on by you. Try it for 100 nights, risk-free, at casper.com.
Oh dear, a lost Victorian time traveller's dropped in and wrecked Lucy's kitchen. Tom's got just the thing to help. New Kit Kat Senses, indulgent treats in 3 delicious flavours. And this Victorian chap has discovered something else new. Selfie, anyone? Bring everyone together with new Kit Kat Senses.
They all want to meet Neymar. But me, I am Neymar.
Ronaldo's the best striker in the world, but on my team, play centre-back.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
What? Okay, okay.
The Champions League final.
That's right, James. What's going on here?
We'll take it from here.
For the players.
John Higgins needs one more frame. He'll be in the last
Higgins
64 round of the English Open here in Crawley. Leads Yuan 3-1. He made a 75 break there in frame 4. We've got Kyron Wilson and Thailand's Sunny Akani to come after this one. John Higgins will have plenty of supporters here, but you can see there on the right, that's his son Pierce, who I think it's fair to say is supporting Dad.
Oh, that was a good shot. That's the best he struck in the whole match. Cue ball nice as well on the blue. In fairness, the standard in the last 2 frames has gone up from both players. Both winning their previous frames in one visit. Oh, too soon there. Didn't see that miss coming.
Incredible, really. I mean, the red he's knocked in was superb, and that blue was so standard, really, for a professional, but he missed it.
Yes, and John has made a career out of just finishing off matches very quickly from this sort of position. And that sometimes separates the very good from the great players, just getting a match over with when the first real chance comes.
Eight.
It's interesting that Pierce is here. I remember when he was born, actually, 2001, and John Higgins had 3 tournaments where he could have pulled out of because he wasn't quite sure exactly when his wife Denise was going to give birth. And he won all 3 of them. He won all 3 tournaments, and then she duly delivered Pierce. There he is again.
16.
To embarrass him once more. Yeah, and that was the last time any player won 3 tournaments on the spin. Of course, Kyron Wilson had the chance to do it this season, but lost in the semis in Shanghai.
17. $24. $25. 31. $32.
Well, it wasn't the kind of contact on the bunch he was looking for. He got too far to the left, as we saw. He went to go right into them.
38.
Yeah, I don't think that's the red he wanted to hit either. The one at the top of the bunch just overscrewed it a touch. No, well recovered. And didn't he play it well just to hold for the blue? Didn't play up to the baulk cushion.
Feels like the worst thing Li Yuan could have done in this match was make that 81 break in the third frame, because it really
44.
got Higgins' mind together and knew he had to focus, get the match won. It wasn't going to be given to him.
45.
And I would suggest, as he plays a lovely cannon there, the second worst thing Li Yuan did was miss the blue at the start of this frame, because it looks like his last shot now.
Yes, and as you say, it was a lovely
51.
little delicate cannon there, which has opened everything up again.
52.
Yes, it was a surprising miss. He just overcut this, actually, hit the far jaw.
$58.
A lot of Chinese players coming through on the tour now. There's some play with 59. A lot of flair. Like the Zhao Jintong, a very, very attacking player. Others are coming through, younger players from Asia, slightly more mechanical, but very effective at times. Not so much young talent coming through from the UK. Some decent players.
64.
It's a question of making the next step, and beating someone like John Higgins is always going to be incredibly tough.
65. Thank you.
Well, it's going to be tough now for Li Yuan, because he needs two snookers. Higgins has taken it out in classy fashion, as you suggested he might well do when he was left the initial chance.
$72.
So the big hitters continuing
73.
to fire here early in this English Open. We had, of course, wins yesterday for O'Sullivan, Williams, Selby, Murphy, and Neil Robertson as well on this table.
80.
And now John Higgins has joined the last 64 lineup.
81. $88.
Red stays out, but a nice 88, the icebreaker of the match to win the match for John Higgins. Li Yuan put a little bit of pressure on by winning that third frame, but his son Pierce there leading the applause, because Higgins finished off with breaks of 75 and 88 to put himself safely into the last 64 here in Crawley. He's beaten Li Yuan by 4 frames to 1.